hope you guys are doing good. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's reading is what is your purpose at the moment, or just what is a small part of your, current purpose. So we have three groups for you to choose from: group one, group two, and group three. Please feel free to pause the video if you need extra time to choose your group, but I will see you in your readings. Hey, welcome. If you've chosen the first group, then this reading could be for you. What is a small part of your current purpose? Okay, so starting off with your tarot cards, we have the Four of Cups in reverse, Eight of Cups in reverse, and the Knight of Swords upright. So I'm going to do the reading from like what your purpose is, but don't take that to mean like your entire purpose. I just mean like a small part of your purpose at the moment. So yeah, but just for like the sake of, keeping things short, I'm just going to say your purpose. All right. So at the moment, your purpose could be to say yes to life again and reconnect with what excites you, or to discover something that does. Not to give up on yourself as well, to be open to new experiences, and try not to dismiss things too quickly. Your purpose right now could be to move from apathy into an energy of passion and inspiration, and also to help others do the same. Your purpose right now could actually be to inspire a group of people around you, or to breathe life into someone specific in your life. And your purpose could also be to continue to emotionally heal and renew yourself, to not overlook your blessings, practicing gratitude, but also encouraging people or someone specific to recognize their blessings as well. Your purpose right now is to build a life that reflects your true values, maybe taking, if you already know what your true values are, kind of doing what you can to, build a life that aligns with those values. But for some of you, maybe it's discovering what values, you want to have, maybe clarifying your values. So your purpose right now could also involve taking an emotional risk. For some of you, this could even be, connecting with someone, maybe reconnecting with someone. For some of you, it feels like a part of your purpose right now could be, trying to be open towards someone or being receptive towards someone, but obviously not. This won't be for you if this is referring to like a situation your intuition is telling you is bad, or a person, that your intuition is kind of telling you to stay away from. So yeah, so please, obviously, discernment and all that. But yeah, it feels like your purpose could be to reconnect with someone, or just to connect with someone, whether that's in a romantic way, whether that's family, whether that's friendship or acquaintance even. Your purpose right now could also be to guide and be a support, for others, but most importantly for yourself. Help others confront what they are afraid to leave behind, and also confront what you might be afraid to leave behind. A part of your calling right now could be to accept emotional shifts and transitions, perhaps ones that you're already experiencing, or soon will experience, and also accepting the pivots that happen throughout life. Um, you're also being called to encourage yourself not to fear change and to listen to your inner voice and break patterns of stagnation and emotional avoidance. Your purpose at the moment could be to leave someone behind, maybe someone who impacts you negatively. For some of you, it could even be your past self, like certain habits from who you were in the past, and to kind of just leave that behind, and kind of just make a clean break with who you were and who you're planning to be or who you are now. Your purpose at the moment could also be to encourage emotional honesty and reflection in someone that's important to you. This could also be within yourself. To offer clarity to someone or people when they are emotionally lost. You could also, a part of your calling could also be to share your story with someone. And for some of you, this story could be about you walking away from someone or something and kind of just finding peace. Maybe what you did to find peace, maybe, your life then and your life now. But you are being encouraged. Your purpose could be encouraging you to, share your story with people or with someone specific, especially if you feel that it will help. So, a part of your purpose could also be to help others recognize where they've been settling in life. Um, Again, this could be people in general, just like maybe people you come across, like obviously not just like everyone you come across, but um, when those situations arise, maybe with people close to you, with people you kind of just meet, but also recognizing that within yourself where you've been settling. So your purpose could also be to create a safe space for emotional release, again, for yourself and others. Emotionally encourage people, those around you, um, teach others or someone specific about emotional resilience and valuing self-worth. Generally, it feels like your purpose is to lead with clarity and to speak the truth. Be the person to act when other people are hesitating. Use your intellect to cut through confusion. Your purpose could be to become or, lead with more mental discipline, and also to challenge outdated beliefs. For some of you, though, this could be specifically about routines, like challenging outdated routines that you might have. So yeah, a part of your calling right now could also be to avoid stagnant environments and people, to help others become leaders in their life or within certain areas of their life. Depending on how this message resonates with you, could be now or in the future. But your purpose could be to help others trust their instincts a lot more, and also for you to trust your instincts a lot more as well. And finally, your purpose at the moment could be to build a legacy, or to kind of have that at the forefront of your mind when it comes to your actions. moving forward, okay? Or to continue building a legacy if you already are, right? So moving on, we have money, and it says discover the source of your true power. We also have balanced life, and we have religious or spiritual community, and it says join with like-minded people for friendship and increase spiritual growth. And we also have give it to God. So your purpose at the moment could involve, sorry, I had to pause the video. Um, your purpose at the moment could involve not practicing financial stability, but prioritizing, your financial stability, okay? In whatever way that makes sense for you, whether that's, saving, whether that's being financially responsible, whether that's, increasing your wealth in some way, planning for the future, in whatever way that makes sense for you. But your purpose right now is to prioritize your financial stability, all right? So with spiritual or religious community, join with like-minded people for friendship and increase spiritual growth. You're actually being encouraged. Your purpose could involve connecting with people who are, like-minded, and kind of being open to connecting with people who have, similar thoughts on life as you, or similar values as you, similar sense of humor, emotional intelligence, stuff like that, in whatever way it makes sense for you, okay? And with give it to God, take a deep breath, and on the exhale, release this situation to God for healing and answers. So it actually feels like your purpose right now could involve you helping others to heal and helping others find answers, or maybe through your own experience or maybe through your own knowledge, kind of providing those answers for people who need them, okay, and not holding back when it comes to, speaking out on things that you have the knowledge or experience, to do so. And finally, with balanced life, it feels like a part of your calling at the moment is to lead a balanced life, all right? And to not really like entertain or take paths that are too chaotic. Kind of being open to new experiences, but still kind of keeping that balance in your life, right? But that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I really do hope it could be helpful and, make sense for you. With these readings, I always, do them with the intention that they hopefully align with your intuition and what you already kind of, feel and kind of makes sense for you. But yeah, I'm wishing you guys the best, and hopefully I will see you again soon. Please take care of yourself, okay? Bye. Hey, welcome. If you've chosen a second group, then this reading could be for you. I hope you guys are doing okay. Thank you for joining me. So starting off with your tarot cards, we have the Three of Cups in reverse, Six of Cups in reverse, and the Ten of Pentacles upright. So what might be your purpose at the moment? So this could be just like a very small part of your purpose at the moment. But I'm not going to keep saying that throughout the reading. I will just kind of read it from like your purpose or your calling, but just keep in mind that I mean like a small part of your purpose at the moment. All right. So yeah, your purpose at the moment could be, so your purpose at the moment could be to focus on yourself, maybe even staying single for some of you. Um, this could also, mean getting comfortable with, being a bit lonely at times. It feels like you're being called to maybe accept, maybe the loneliness that you might feel at the moment, but accepting it in a way where you don't feel the need to connect with people who aren't good for you, or people who, don't want to connect with you in return. So kind of just accepting and being comfortable with being like, being focused on yourself. And it feels like you're being called to not expect other people to help you navigate through your loneliness. A part of your purpose could be to try and navigate social disconnect in a healthy way as well, and to value authentic connections, maybe even discerning the difference between authentic connections and ones that aren't genuine. You know, your calling is to be emotionally honest with yourself right now, um, but also to feel how you need to feel, and accepting your own vulnerability at times, or learn to accept your vulnerability at times. You're also being called to not force depth with a certain person, um, and also to recognize toxic social patterns and relationships, whether that's coming from you or coming from other people. A part of your purpose is also not to, or learn, you know, not to expect external validation, and just kind of learning to move and be confident without it, and to find joy and contentment in solitude and self discovery. Your purpose is also calling you to dismiss peer pressure, to discern between people who are willing to give you genuine emotional support and those who can't or just won't, you know. Um, a part of your calling right now is also to be careful with the conversations you have, and to avoid or just not, partake in gossip, to be, careful about what you say, and, what you're, being privy to. Um, you're also being called to let go of idealized versions of the past, and kind of try to see it, for what it was, and to like this in like generally not have rose tinted glasses on, where the past is concerned. Okay. You're also being called to teach emotional resilience through self reflection, or this is something that you're being called to do within yourself. you're being called, your purpose right now could be to, break cycles of emotional dependency, whether that's within yourself, maybe helping others or someone specific do that, and to generally encourage growth in other people, help others or someone grow past their inherited beliefs or traditions, and help them figure out, or kind of encourage them to figure out which of those beliefs and traditions they actually resonate with, instead of kind of just going along with things because that's the norm, or that's what their parents did, or that's what the people around them are doing. So you're also being called to help others confront unresolved emotions. Your purpose, a part of your purpose right now, could be to model how to move forward or just deal with things without resentment and bitterness. And you're also being called to find peace with your history. um, a part of your purpose could be to support those who are stuck, and teach the value of self-awareness, um, maybe encouraging someone or others in general or within a certain environment to find independence from their past relationships. And it feels like these are relationships that have been ended, right? um, and to kind of find independence from those relationships. For some of you, this could be you, finding independence from past relationships. Doesn't have to be romantic relationships. Um, but a part of your purpose could also be to build systems, routines that support your long term stability. It feels like you're also being called to teach someone the value of leadership, to help others find security through, wisdom, wise decision making, and planning. You're also being called to provide someone, or just others in general, with emotional support, or someone specific to you. And also, you're being called to encourage others to, build wealth, maybe even encouraging yourself to build wealth or to have that be a priority. Um, but your purpose right now as well is to follow your ambitions, to teach others how to follow their ambitions, or just kind of give people that push to do so, while also being compassionate, help others, someone align their work with their values. And also, you're being not encouraged, you're being called to support those trying to create financial independence. And finally, your purpose at the moment could be to use your influence to uplift and empower people. So moving on, we have natural beauty and authenticity. It says, be yourself as God has made you, naturally attractive and lovable, inside and out. We also have increased support, and that says your positive focus and willingness to receive have opened the doorway to abundance, to an abundance of help and opportunities. And we also have flood, express the ocean of your emotion, and we also have listen to advice. So with natural beauty and authenticity, it feels like your purpose right now is to notice and appreciate and love all the things that are beautiful about you. um, be true to yourself, be authentic, and it feels like you are being called to just be yourself, you know. And with flood, you're also being called to um, be true to like how you're feeling inside. Let yourself feel how you want to feel, how you need to feel. um, with listen to advice, you know, in the areas where you can, it feels like your purpose um, is to offer advice and offer guidance and offer support, where your knowledge and experience allows you to. Okay. And finally, with increased support, it feels like your purpose right now could be to connect with your higher powers and to kind of ask them for support, or to accept the support that your higher powers are offering you. And for some of you, like, this could be like doing that instead of kind of expecting certain people to support you in like the physical world, but only take that message if it, you know, makes sense and aligns with your beliefs, of course, you know. But that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I really do hope it could be helpful and make sense. I mean, with these kinds of readings, I'll always do them with the intention that hopefully they will align with your intuition and, you know, what you already maybe know and feel for yourself. But that is all I have. Thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully I will see you again soon. Please take care of yourself, okay? Bye. Hey, welcome. If you've chosen this third group, then this reading could be for you. I hope you are doing okay. Thank you for joining me. So to start off with, we have the Two of Wands, upright, Page of Swords in reverse, and the Two of Cups in reverse for what your purpose might be at the moment, okay? So I will be reading it from um, like your perspective, I mean your purpose or your calling, but I only mean like a small part of your purpose at the moment. But for the sake of keeping things like short, I'm gonna just say um, your purpose, okay? So I hope that's okay. So it feels like at the moment your purpose could be to build a life based on intentional choices instead of, you know, default paths, maybe, you know. It feels like you're being called to travel, to get out of a situation where you feel you're at a crossroads, you know, kind of get out of that situation any way you know you can, whether that's, you know, resolving it, whether that's, you know, being decisive, or, you know, deciding to move on. Um, but yeah, in an area of your life where you are at a crossroads, it does feel like you are being called to get out of that situation. It also feels like your purpose at the moment could be to map out your long-term goals. This could also be helping others map out their long-term goals, to do the same, to be a guide for people who need it. And this could be for people who are at a crossroads, or it could be in any capacity that makes sense for you, whether that's now or in the future. So it also feels like your purpose could be to encourage people to take calculated risks, maybe a specific person in your life, um, to be decisive. But this could also be directed at you, like it could be your purpose to take calculated risks yourself and to be decisive within yourself as well. You're also being called to create systems and strategies that encourage growth for yourself, to plan for the future in a way that makes sense for you. You're also being called to expand your worldview, whether that's through connection, through travel, studying, cultural exchange. It's also part of your purpose to teach people or someone the value of preparation and vision, and also to build bridges, within your own life between action and ideas, and align those actions with your long-term goals. You're being called to push and encourage yourself to dream bigger, to try and see the bigger picture in general, or when it comes to certain things within your life, or to kind of just always keep it in your mind, to see the bigger picture, kind of force yourself to like always see the bigger picture instead of maybe focusing on what's in front of you in certain moments. And this could also come with not being super reactive in present moment so that you are able to see the bigger picture. Hope that makes sense. Um, but it also feels like you're being called to use your insight, use your life experiences to help you navigate complicated decisions. You're also being called to communicate with integrity, but also teach others to as well. Your purpose right now could be to overcome mental restlessness or physical restlessness, or teach others how to, and also to guide others in filtering through the noise and distractions. So when I say others throughout this reading, it could be, just maybe people close to you. It could be, someone specific and important to you. Um, but yeah, it feels like you're being called to help people break unhelpful patterns. For some of you, this could be related to gossip, communication, defensiveness, or impulsivity. But your purpose right now could be to help people or help others or someone specific to develop emotional intelligence, to think ethically and to practice discernment. But you're also being called to do that within your own life as well. A part of your calling right now could be to help people or someone specific to find their voice, in a way that's authentic. You're being called to challenge misinformation and dishonesty, help others or someone specific to overcome a fear of criticism. You're being called to organize your thoughts and your beliefs, and maybe just your life in general at the moment, to find more organization within your life. But it feels like your purpose at the moment could be to be a mentor, in general, or for those learning to express themselves or wanting to learn to express themselves. And this could be vocally expressing themselves, maybe physically, emotionally, creatively. It could, in whatever way it ends up resonating for you. But you're also being called at the moment to heal patterns of codependency and emotional imbalance, to recover, heal from betrayal and heartbreak. Your purpose at the moment could involve supporting others, someone in rebuilding trust after trauma, um, perhaps relational trauma for some of you, while setting healthy emotional boundaries. And you're also being called to recognize toxic dynamics within your own life and to support others in seeing the toxic dynamics that could be present in their lives as well. But you're being called to encourage and teach others to reconnect with themselves. And it also feels like a part of your calling right now is to transform loneliness into self discovery, and also to release resentment and to forgive and help others do the same. And overall, maybe just using your healing journey to inspire, teach, and help other people. Okay. So we have house, home. We have turn over a new page. We have be gentle with yourself. And we have multifaceted. So with multifaceted, it actually feels like you're being called to make sure your thinking is not never, but isn't one dimensional. And to like just kind of keep in mind that there are, different layers and dimensions to certain things and people, and to kind of just maybe kind of keep that open mind. A part of your purpose could also be to, be gentle with yourself right now, to continue to heal, continue to recover. And with house, home, it feels like you're being called to prioritize your home, maybe your home life, maybe certain things within your home. And this could be specific things that make sense to you, like say a block drain, for example, Um, but it could be, again, anything that makes sense for you. But to prioritize your home could be your calling right now. And it also feels like you're being called to turn over a new page. But this could be within like what area of your life that might be referring to. Feels very different for everyone. So for some of you, it could be in terms of like perspective. For others, I'm getting work, career, creatively, in terms of, let me see. It doesn't really feel good at relationships, so if I'm being honest. But it does feel more related to things that would be connected to personal development in some way. But that is all I have for those of you who chose this group. I do hope it could be helpful. And, with these readings, these kind of readings, I really do, do them with the intention that they hopefully align with your intuition and your instincts and what you know is right and makes sense for you. So please only take what resonates. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for even watching this far. um, but hopefully I will see you again soon, okay? Please take care of yourself. Bye.